The Philippines, an archipelago of over 7,000 islands, is located in Southeast Asia. The country is known for its stunning natural beauty, diverse culture, and resilient people. Its strategic position in the Pacific Ocean has made it a crossroads of trade and cultural exchange for centuries. Early settlers likely arrived by land bridges during the last ice age. These first Filipinos were hunter-gatherers and skilled seafarers. Over time, distinct cultures and societies emerged across the islands. Trade with neighboring countries including China, India, and Indonesia flourished. The islands became a melting pot of cultures and traditions. The Filipinos developed unique art forms, languages, and belief systems. They were a vibrant people with a strong connection to their land and sea. The Philippines is home to numerous languages and dialects. The official languages are Filipino and English. The country is predominantly Roman Catholic, a legacy of Spanish colonization. However, indigenous beliefs and practices continue to influence Filipino culture and spirituality. The Philippines has a rich history marked by both internal strife and external influence. From ancient kingdoms to colonial rule and modern independence, the Filipino people have shown remarkable resilience and a strong sense of national identity. The story of the Philippines is one of struggle, resilience, and the enduring spirit of its people. Long before the arrival of the Spanish, the islands of the Philippines thrived with ancient societies. Archaeological evidence points to a long history of human habitation. The islands were home to sophisticated cultures with distinct social structures and belief systems. These early Filipinos were skilled artisans, traders, and seafarers. One of the most notable ancient artifacts is the Laguna copper plate inscription. This inscription, dating back to the 10th century, provides evidence of a developed system of writing and governance. It also points to the existence of trade relations with neighboring kingdoms, including those in Java and China. The pre-colonial Filipinos were organized into barangays, small independent communities led by a datu or chieftain. These barangays were often engaged in trade with each other and with other Southeast Asian nations. The people worshipped a pantheon of gods and goddesses, and their lives were deeply intertwined with the natural world. The pre-colonial period saw the rise of powerful thalassocracies, maritime states that controlled vast areas of the sea. These thalassocracies were involved in trade, piracy, and diplomacy. They played a crucial role in shaping the political and cultural landscape of the archipelago. This period laid the foundation for the Philippines' enduring connection to the sea. The arrival of Ferdinand Magellan in 1521 marked the beginning of Spanish colonization in the Philippines. Magellan's expedition, seeking a westward route to the Spice Islands, claimed the islands for Spain. However, Magellan's voyage ended in defeat when he was killed in battle against Lapu-Lapu, a chieftain of Mactan Island. Spanish colonization began in earnest in 1565 with the expedition led by Miguel López de Legazpi. Legazpi established the first permanent Spanish settlement in Cebu and later moved the capital to Manila. The Spanish brought with them their language, religion, and culture, which had a profound impact on Philippine society. The Spanish introduced Christianity, specifically Catholicism, which spread rapidly throughout the islands. They built churches, convents, and schools, transforming the religious and cultural landscape. The Spanish also introduced a system of government and administration, centralizing power and creating a new social hierarchy. Spanish rule was not without resistance. Uprisings and revolts, fueled by forced labor, land grabbing, and suppression of indigenous beliefs, erupted throughout the colonial period. These acts of defiance demonstrated the Filipinos' enduring spirit of freedom. They refused to accept foreign rule without a fight. Section 4. The Philippine Revolution, a cry for freedom. By the late 19th century, a growing sense of nationalism and desire for independence had taken root among Filipinos. The rise of educated Filipinos, known as Ilustrados, exposed them to liberal ideas from Europe. They began to question Spanish rule and advocate for reforms. The execution of Filipino priest and nationalist José Rizal in 1896 ignited the flames of revolution. On August 23, 1896, Andres Bonifacio, a charismatic leader of the Katipunan, a secret revolutionary society, led the cry of Pugad Lawan, marking the beginning of the Philippine Revolution. The Katipuneros, armed with bolos and bamboo spears, fought bravely against the Spanish colonial army. The revolution was a bloody struggle marked by both victories and defeats. Emilio Aguinaldo, a young general from Cavite, emerged as a key leader. The revolution gained momentum, with Filipinos from all walks of life joining the fight for independence. They were determined to break free from centuries of colonial rule. Despite internal divisions and facing a superior enemy, the Philippine Revolution achieved significant successes. The Filipinos demonstrated their determination to be free. Their sacrifices paved the way for the eventual establishment of an independent Philippine Republic. Section 5. From Colony to Commonwealth, the American Era. The Spanish-American War of 1898 marked a turning point in Philippine history. The United States, siding with Cuban revolutionaries against Spain, defeated the Spanish fleet in Manila Bay. Emilio Aguinaldo, believing the United States was an ally in the fight for independence, declared Philippine independence on June 12, 1898. However, the United States had other plans. The Treaty of Paris, which ended the Spanish-American War, ceded the Philippines to the United States. This betrayal led to the Philippine-American War, a brutal conflict that lasted for 3 years. The United States emerged victorious, establishing colonial rule over the Philippines. The Americans introduced a new system of education, infrastructure, and governance. They also granted limited self-governance, establishing the Philippine Commonwealth in 1935. The Commonwealth period saw significant progress in education, infrastructure, and economic development. However, it was also a time of political and social change, as Filipinos grappled with the realities of American colonialism and prepared for eventual independence. Section 6. A Time of Shadows, World War II, and Japanese Occupation. The outbreak of World War II in 1939 cast a long shadow over the Philippines. The Japanese, seeking to control strategic resources in Southeast Asia, invaded the Philippines in December 1941. The Japanese invasion forced the American and Filipino forces, led by General Douglas MacArthur, to retreat to the Bataan Peninsula and Corregidor Island. The Battle of Bataan and the Battle of Corregidor were fierce battles that showcased the bravery and resilience of Filipino and American soldiers. Despite their valiant efforts, the defenders were overwhelmed by the Japanese forces. The fall of Bataan led to the infamous Bataan Death March, a horrific event in which thousands of Filipino and American prisoners of war died from starvation, disease, and brutality. The Japanese occupation of the Philippines was a dark period marked by hardship, brutality, and resistance. The Japanese military administration imposed harsh policies, exploiting resources and suppressing dissent. However, the Filipino people never gave up hope. Guerrilla movements, supported by the Allies, fought tirelessly against the Japanese occupiers throughout the archipelago. The liberation of the Philippines began in 1944 with the return of General MacArthur and the Allied forces. The Battle of Leyte Gulf, a decisive naval battle, marked a turning point in the Pacific War. The liberation of Manila in 1945 was a costly but significant victory. The Philippines was finally free from Japanese occupation, but the war left a lasting impact on the nation's psyche and physical landscape. Section 7. Republic of the Philippines, a Nation Reborn. On July 4, 1946, the United States granted independence to the Philippines. The newly established Republic of the Philippines faced the daunting task of rebuilding a nation ravaged by war. The country grappled with economic challenges, social inequalities, and the scars of war. The post-war years saw the rise of different political ideologies, from socialism to nationalism. The Philippines, under the leadership of its presidents, navigated the complexities of the Cold War, aligning itself with the United States. The country experienced periods of economic growth and development, fueled by agriculture, industry, and remittances from overseas Filipino workers. However, progress was often hampered by corruption, poverty, and social unrest. Despite the challenges, the Filipino people demonstrated their resilience and determination to build a better future. The post-war period witnessed the emergence of a vibrant democracy, with Filipinos actively participating in shaping their nation's destiny.